It's time for another dev discussion, and the topic this month is cutscenes. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you treat them like YouTube ads and just skip them? Personally, I think we should live in a world where no cutscene should be skipped, because think about it, every cutscene provides something essential to the story. I mean, if you skip Ashes of Creation at the moment is in a pretty good spot when it comes to cutscenes, because there's so much to be learned about this world. If you ask a World of Warcraft player who has played a decent amount of the game, I'm sure they'll be able to tell you about a solid chunk of the lore. And I think the same goes for ESO, RuneScape, Lord of the Rings, SWTOR, whatever MMO you want to name. This is because people obviously take a liking to the new game that's coming out and they want/need to know more, or they're already familiar with the world or IP and still want to know more. Since Ashes of Creation is a newer game that's coming out, if people are interested enough in the lore, characters, and world that's being built, then they'll buy into taking in as much content as possible, but there are a few conditions. The main point being, the game itself has to be good before anyone cares. In my personal opinion, no one is going to want to devote hours and hours of learning about a game that no one is playing. So, for example, the first question is, when it comes to cutscenes, what entices you not to skip them? This goes back to what I was just saying. The game has to be good, and I have to care. Intrepid, let me flip the question on you and ask, when it comes to cutscenes in Ashes of Creation, why shouldn't I skip them? What value are these cutscenes providing me, and why should/would I care? How infectious is your world? If Ashes of Creation is able to keep their player base engaged with great content, then the storytelling aspect will fall right into place. Most people I know skip cutscenes, and I think there's a few reasons for it. Plain and simple though, a lot of people just don't care, straight up. Even with a good game, a lot of people just want to do the thing that's gonna give them that dopamine hit and dip out. You gotta remember who is playing your game. MMOs are essentially for older folks. Okay, so do those people have families, jobs, something that's going to eat up their time? Because if we're having cutscenes, and I'm sure they're not going to be placed everywhere, that can still be a turnoff for a lot of people. My first time playing The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, I was upset to say the least. I'm a kid, and the game opens and it's like something blah blah about the hero of time kid in a tight green suit, blah blah Demon King, blah blah. The main character is actually Link and not Zelda, but we still call our games that. Mind you, they're doing all of this with some hieroglyphics on the wall and ocarinas playing in the background. Get me out of here. And you want to know the crazy thing? This is essentially the same game over and over, because Link pretty much just gets reincarnated. Look, don't you even think about skipping this cutscene right now, because I'm not done talking about. That's another thing. Those cutscenes as well aren't skippable. That means you could be at this screen for a hot minute, which is super annoying. I think, like with most things in life, people just want to have the option to do things. You don't want to be filthy rich, you just want the option to do what you want. You don't want to not work, you just want the option to do what you want in life that can make you money. And you don't always want to skip a cutscene, you just want the option to skip a cutscene. I personally check to see if I can skip a cutscene during them, just because. When that option is not there, it literally makes you feel forced to watch it, because that's exactly what it is. And if that cutscene isn't captivating enough, you end up just waiting for the cutscene to end, or you start resenting what you're seeing. All jokes aside, as I grew to appreciate the Zelda series, I understood that the hieroglyphics on the wall and ocarinas playing in the background were part of why this series is so great. When The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom came out last year, I watched every cutscene because I was already familiar with the IP/game and wanted to know more, even though it's just about Link being reborn again. The second question is, tell us about your favorites and what makes them unique. Alright, so I know we all have a favorite or few favorite cutscenes. What makes a cutscene memorable for me is literally how it makes me feel. That could be sad, happy, mad, whatever it may. Hear me out for a second. Think of a film, certain part of a song, or any type of media you enjoy, chances are you probably feel that way because of how it made you feel. There are some specific cutscenes in Kingdom Hearts that have stuck with me because what was shown had an impact on me. Every summer, on the last day, I think of this character named Roxas. Essentially, his life is over and he says,
Sora. You're lucky. Looks like my summer vacation is over.
this only happened because that piece of media I enjoyed, right? So going back to the material being good, but I think you understand that part now. So what I'm saying is, I don't think it's just, oh, the lighting and the sound in this cutscene. Someone please give this game Game of the Year. No, it's more so the build-up. Another game example for you, any Red Dead Redemption 2 fans out there, the main character, Arthur Morgan, is going through some stuff with this gang. Things are starting to hit the fan. You know what? Here's the clip.
Nothing means more to me than this game. I would kill for it, I would happily die for it. I wish things were different. But it weren't us who changed.
You know what's so fire about this? Arthur, the one who gave the line, is talking to John. John is the main character in Red Dead Redemption 1. And this is around the time we start to see why John is the way he is in Red Dead 1. Look, I was going everywhere saying, it weren't us who changed. And you see what I mean? I'm emotionally invested. And that's what made those cutscenes so great for me. Do I care about who is in the scene? I do, because I've played as John and Arthur, so now I have some type of connection to them. How long have I cared about these characters? Well, I've cared about John since I was 15 because of Red Dead 1, and Arthur since I started this playthrough. Now, caring about the characters isn't the only way to care about a scene, but what other ways are you going to manipulate my emotions to scar this scene on my heart? Sorry if you think I'm getting off track, but what I'm saying is, you just have to make us care. That is a unique factor in my opinion. Again, you're going to have people who skip the cutscenes, and that's a given. But for the people who want to be invested in your world, please give us a reason to. Hey man, from what we know about Ashes of Creation with King Atrax, the Ancients, the Essence, I think we're in for some pretty cool cutscenes, or at least Intrepid can do some really cool things with them. Think about all of the gods and why we're here. Honestly, I think the opening cutscene or cinematic, however they decide to go about it, could be lit. I usually ask your thoughts on fill in the blank for Ashes of Creation, but today I really want to know what are some of your favorite gaming cutscenes. Let your boy know in the comment section below. Okay, look, I know the skip scene just popped up. Can I just promo my links at least? Can I please do that? Okay, if you haven't created an Ashes of Creation